battle and trying to play the ball wide, trying to find Surafel Getachew, but I think the ball was too hard for him to be able to get to.
So far we're witnessing an end-to-end game. You can see, there is an action in every square inch of the field. As you can see, Makalaka is looking like, they're trying to conserve the pressure that's coming from Diredawa. Diredawa is now a team that looks like in a very comfortable situation. As you see, they're holding the ball. They can move to the final third with a very quick passes among each other. So we're witnessing a very good tactical battle, but it's going to be not an easy game for both teams. As you mentioned earlier, now both teams are on the verge of the danger zone. None of them are safe. They want this 3 points, and so that this is like a 6-pointers game, because they are not only adding 3 points for their chart, but they are also leaving their competitors behind by another 3 points. So this is going to be a tactical battle. That's what we have been witnessed for the past 15 minutes.
Hagos, Getachew. They're trying to play the ball back. That is Mohamed Ali Atif, but again, Freo Getachew could not handle the ball because it was a back pass, and they put themselves under pressure. Girum Hagos trying to find Teshome Belachew. Belachew trying to get onto Mintesino Tadane with a good cross in there. But again, Inyeu Kasahun just at the right spot at the right time. Ball still in play. Inyeu, well, he tries to go past Dawit. Again, the ball is still in play here. Picked in the midfield by Asabe. Asabe wide to Mohamed Ali Abdul Latif. Latif trying to get hold of Teshome Belachew, but picked in the midfield. Mintesnot. Mintesnot with a good pass down the line of that. Oh, that is quality defending there coming in from Awuduna Few. Very, very good run through the midfield.
Mintesnot Adana, what a pass. That's a very, very good pass between the half spaces, and a well spot by Teshome Belachew, but a very, very good defending by Awudunafiu. Not for the first time this season. They have cleared the balls across the lines, and they have saved many times Dredwa, and this is what he has done right now.
Absolutely. With another corner. And there's a lot of
سرافيل يتلاقى كواس نبر سرافيل جيتاتشو.
the players that are involved is definitely in Newcastle.
إثيوبيا كانت متات بودن راسو كتملكات قال استوقت توازنوا.
Is taken, and he literally takes care of business.
The players are very close to him, but he was right to call the game off, because we have seen a lot of shovings, pushings.
A battle between the two right backs, Girum Hagos and Newcastle. The corner kick is going to be taken by none other than Adisu Atula. Very, very impressive so far in this league, with 5 goals to his credit. A lot of green shots in there, but again, Messi Palos drops the ball out, back to Teshome Belachew, and as goalkeeper comes out. Again, the second assistant on the far end, Teketel Bekele, feels that there was an offside. You can see them coming out, and the 1, 2, 3, 4 players in green, definitely an offside position.
That's the right call by the second assistant referee, but if you can see, when the defensive setup of the Red Eye, the second ball was very clear for Makalaka striker, so you shouldn't control, you shouldn't leave that kind of space for any Makalaka player when you have these kind of situations. That's what we witnessed. It's because Teshome Belachew hadn't kicked the ball well, it was not connected very well. Apart from that, it could have been in other way.
Binyam Bile, 4 goals to his credit, has had a call-up for the national team. I think Ethiopia will be battling it out with Malawi, Guinea and Egypt in Group D.
It's going to be very tough, isn't it? It's going to be very, very tough. A group is this for Ethiopian national team. But come to Binyam Bale, he is an engineer of the team. He's doing the defensive role. He's organizing the team from the midfield. He's attacking. He's assisting the ball. you can always get him wherever the ball is, wherever the team needs him. So that's what we see. That's a right call.
It was a close shave coming in from Binyam Bile. Looks like goalkeeper Freo Getachew feels like he's pulling a leg. It should be his right ankle. Freo Getachew has done a very good job, especially in the last 2 games where he only conceded against Addis Ababa, and that big thumping by Dridawa on Hadia 4-0 really puts the team in a very, very good stride. Dawit Mamo, well, up against Gadisa Mebrato. It's not going to be easy. It's not going to be easy. Something that Gadisa Mebrato needs to understand is coming up a very, very solid Dawit Mamo, who has been very, very strong, especially defensively on the left-hand side for Mekelekea.
Yeah, Dawit Mamo is always Mr. Consistent. You can see him that, he's always on his place when he needs to defend, but he has another attribute also. When the team needs to go forward and attack from his side, he's the first one. He's among the first ones to be there, and is loyal to the club because he's the only player in the current squad that he went down with Makalaka to the 2nd division and come back after 2 years. So this club and the bond with him has a lot.
Dawit Mamo, he's tied to the umbilical cord with the club, having gone down with them and then making a comeback. Biru Kilbore finding Gadisa Mebrato. Mebrato on his left foot, just trying to find the right space. Kilbore again picked up in the midfield by Mintes Notadane. And the referee feels that there was an infringement on Mintes Notadane. They're really fighting it out with Biru Kilbore in that midfield. Again, a miscontrol there by Israel Shetu. Dawit Mamo. Prime positions, looking out for Adisu. Adisu, Binyam. Binyam feels that he has been an infringement on him by Newcastle. Binyam Fikre playing on the left-hand side of the attack for Mekelekea should know that Newcastle, who has been dropped from the national team, still has an opportunity for Wobeto Abeto to be able to see him and maybe consider him in this particular game, so it's not going to be easy.
Yeah, he was a Premier League champion last year. He barely makes the national team squad. I think it's the idea of the play.
It's another well-floated ball there, coming in from Dawit Mamo again, who is in there, Awudu Nafiu. One of the players that is extremely difficult to beat. He's a typical defender. He doesn't like fancy football. Anytime that he is in danger, he'll always want to clear the ball. It's a corner. Adisu Atula again trying to find Nesru jumping high, but at this particular point in time looks like he had a foul on Newcastle before he jumped to head onto that ball. It's a free kick.
Yeah, I think both teams are very good when converting chances from set pieces, including those corners. So as you can see, they have a very, very good ball delivery guys, especially from Makalaka's side. On the left it's Dawit, and on the right it's Binyam, and they're a very good header. So it's not only, we shouldn't expect a goal only from open place from both teams, especially from Makalaka. Those kind of situations will result in the goal.
Mintes not playing wide to find Dawit Mamo. Mamo is trying to go past Gadisa Mebrato, but again it's picked by Mintes not. Tesnot to Binyam Bile. Again, it's very, very solid performance there coming from Inyo Kesa on for a throw-in by Dawit Mamo. Mentesnot, Mamo. Big battle between him and Kilbore. Dari playing wide to find Hagos. Girum Hagos keeps the ball in play. It's a long one trying to find Israel Shetu. Piece of kick for Freo Getachew.
Makalaka is, controlling the game, controlling the ball for the last couple of minutes. I think it's time for Diredawa to react. If it's before it's not going to very late. Now, Makalaka is trying all means of way of plays to score the first goal. They're trying to convert the chance from the set pieces. They're trying to attack between the spaces, between the lines, as you can see. But what they lack is the final pieces, the final touch. That this performance is also
It's a tackle there on Biruku Kelbore. Of course, he's not going to just go past Larry Emmanuel. It's not going to be easy. A quick start on the left-hand side of the attack. The ball trying to get Enoch Ayele. Picked up by Binyam. Binyam. Adisu. Binyam. Binyam trying to find Israel Eshetu. 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 Eshetu trying to beat Awudu. Again, he's a big part forward. Landing in the feet of Teshome Belachu. Teshome Belachu. Hagos. Hagos. But he leaves the ball behind. And the ball is picked by Messi Palos. Palos. Mohamed Abdul Latif. Latif in the midfield, Kelbore. He loses it out to Larry Emmanuel. Larry Emmanuel. Dawit Mamo. Mamo. Larry Emmanuel. Mane trying to wriggle his way through the midfield. Adane. Adane to Belachu. Belachu. Still Belachu. Good shot there for Babi. That's through. That's a huge miss coming in from Adisu Atula. After Teshome Belachu had done literally everything. He just wriggles in through the midfield. And at that point, Adisu should have found the right spot to beat.
Well played from Teshome Belachu, and a very, very good attempt from Adisu Atula. Adisu, a very, very talented young player who is coming from Sidama Buna. He's on the score sheets in the last couple of games for Makalaka. He almost gets it right this time.
28 degrees centigrade. It's a little bit hot out there. Because that water break will definitely give both coaches, Yodanis Abe and Samson Ayele, on both sides of the divide to try and give him something.
Well, we're witnessing that Makalaka is, dominating the first 20 some minutes of this game, especially going forward and attempting. But from Diredoa as well, as you can see, they are not a team. They're giving it out everything. As we are witnessing that, when they're, especially when they're going on the final set, they look more dangerous than even Makalaka, who are going frequently to the opposition half. So I think for both teams, they have certain things to main when they come back from this break, especially for Makalaka. They are on the right momentum. They are going there, they are reaching to the final set. But the main problem this far is they are not converting the chances they are getting. But for Diredoa, they look the dangerous team on the counter and going the final set, but they are not going. They are not reaching to the final set frequently as Makalaka is doing.
23 goals that Diredoa has scored and conceded 30, meaning that they are on -7 with 28 points in 13th position. And of course, the members of the Makalaka side are on 11th position, having scored 23 goals and conceded 23 with a 0 goal difference. They are on 30. Now all they're looking for is the next 3 points to get them to 33. That will push them right above Hawassa and Ethiopia Buna. That will be an achievement for a team that has just been promoted this season.
It looks possible. It looks possible even in this game. The chances that creating looks like Makalaka is a team that's going to get all the points.
Mesei Palos. It's a long pass, just trying to find Enoch Ayele, who's really been starved of good passes. Good interception from the midfield by Larry, of course kicked out by Alex Tisema. Adisu. Adisu intercepted there by Abdurrahman Mubarak. Hagos. Hagos trying to get Teshome Belachu in a prime position, but Asabe trying to get into the path, but again, a little dummy there by Mintesinot onto Binya Bilay. Just a little delay, and they could not be able to strike. Again, they start the ball from the back. It's a poor pass from Dawit. Kelbore. Enoch Ayele. Mubarak. Surafel. Inyeu. just trying to circulate the ball. Because if you look at Mekelakea, they have quite a lot of numbers behind, and therefore just trying to knock the ball around and try to invite them into their own half. Inyoka Sahun again loses it to Dawit Mamo, who finds it to Adiso Atula. Atula with Eshetu making that run. Eshetu, Awuduna Fiu. That's a good tackle there, and the referee feels that the end result came from Israel Eshetu, and it's a goal kick. But a lot that is happening, especially on the left-hand side of the attack, where Binyam Bile is flying straight.
I think it's for two reasons. One, the Red Eye is trying to attack from this side, and Newcastle is always overlapping and going to the other place. But for now, Mekelakea, they are using this side because they have space, they have open spaces, and Israel Shetu is always going this side, and it's easy for them to pick him because there are space, because Neo is leaving the space behind. But now the problem is now, as I mentioned many times, that Mekelakea is not converting the chances they're getting, even if they are half chances.
Conversion is key for Mekelakea if they have to make any meaningful attack in this game. I think they are attacking from both sides of the divide. They are attacking through Teshome Belachu. They are also attacking through Binyam Bile. But again, the final pass is going to be key if they want Israel Eshetu at least to score this is second goal of the campaign.
We can say that the chances that Mekelakea strikers are trying to be fed by their midfielders and wings are coming to Henok Ayele. You have no idea. I mean, we all are witnessing how lethal Henok Ayele is, especially when he gets chances. So it's just a chance that he's missing.
Well dropped ball in there, but again Clement Boy comes out just at the nick of time when Henok Ayele was preparing to pounce onto that ball. It's a well-floated ball inside the box by Mohamed Abdul Latif. Clement Boy with a long punt forward. Again, it allowed to bounce. Fireo Getahun just gets onto that one. That ball can be, I remember Clement Boy scoring a beautiful goal from that particular distance. And if there's one man that needs to be on high alert here is Fireo Getachew, the goalkeeper on the Diridava Kitema side.
With that goal, which I suspect that, dropped Declan Maramshanko from the national team call-up.
Muberek. Little back pass there, trying to find Surafel Getachew. Again, quality defending coming in from Mekelakea. Oh, it's going to be a big tussle between two players. One a former national team player in Nyeuka Sahun, and the other Binyam Bile, who has had a call-up to the national team. Henok Ayele, Biruk Bilbore, but again Larry is really doing a lot of work in the midfield. Asabe and Nyeuka Sahun. Sahun with a big drop trying to get to Henok Ayele, and a good punch coming in from there. Bill Kilbore, again, it's piece of cake. I think he chose the wrong side part of the foot, because at that particular distance you want to be hitting the ball with the shoelaces.
This is the kind of football that Red One needs to play more and more, because when they are having the ball in the opposition half, they are so comfortable with it. They can pass easily the ball, they can find their teammates, and they can convert it to attack. Now what they like is that, as you see, a very good finisher, maybe Brook, will be regretted, if the team doesn't score any goal going to the halftime break. But this is the kind of football that Dredo is trying to play. You can tell that by just identifying the players that are picking for this game.
Larry Emmanuel, Dawit Mamo in the midfield. Atula, Dawit Mamo, Larry just trying to play the ball wide to Mentesinot, waiting for the overlap by Girum Hagos. Larry Emmanuel. Abdurrahman Mubarak was just in tow, just to ensure that Larry, who's having a fine time in the midfield, could not be able to pass that ball. Hagos trying to find Adisa Atula. Atula, again, he will have to do extra work to be able to beat Mohamed Abdul Latif. It's a throw-in by Mekelakea, right back Girum Hagos. They're really trying to push forward in trying to see whether they can be able to get on the scoreboard. Adisu with a big punt forward. Ishetu, goalkeeper comes out. He picks it. But that is the way to do it. Israel Ishetu, just that little jump, trying to deny Firu Getachew an opportunity or a vision to see that ball, but that's good goalkeeping.
He's a proper number 9. He's a target man. He can hold the ball. He can link up with his teammates, and as you can see, he can create distraction for the established defenders like the one we're seeing. So, I think they are very much in sync with his teammates, especially the one they played on his left and right, Binyam and Teshoma.
Girum Hagos. I think it's a big battle in there between Adisu Atula and Surafel Getachew. Mubarak. Enoka Yele. Mohamed Latif is trying to bring a big cross in there. Pirukil Bore, but that ball is just too close to Clement Boy. If they have to make any meaningful inroads, then they need to play the balls away from the keeper. Quick pick there by Dawit Mamo. It's a quick counter attack. Well, he breaks the attack, tries to find Mintesnot. Adane, Larry Emmanuel. Emmanuel playing wide, trying to get to Shome Belachu. Belachu in an overlap run by Adisu. Again, he tries to go through midfield penetration. Again, very good, solid performance there by Misei Palos. Ball still in play here with a good shot coming in from Larry Emmanuel. But again, the Bats here are in trouble.
From Makalaka side, I think when they can score a goal from these kind of situations because, they are very good ball hitters, especially Larry, Binem, and even Mintesnot can score goals from distances. As you can see now, Makalaka is trying to get the ball, on the wings, but it's not that much success so far as witness. So, if you are going to score a goal, then you have to look all options on the pitch, and I think this is a one.
Well, first option is Nyeuka Sahun as they break. It's being told by Binyam. Again, Dawit Mamo in the mix, picked by Alex Tesema, Larry, Emmanuel. Emmanuel, Mintesnot Adane. Adane with a big pass forward to try and get Israel Eshetu. Eshetu being put in tow by Meseo Palos. But again, good clearance there coming in from the deep midfield, Abel Asabe. Asabe down to Abdul Rahman Mubarak.
Now I'm seeing a pattern from Makalaka. Every time Newcastle are going forward to attack, immediately anyone in the midfield or in the back from Makalaka, they are attacking the spaces, whether there is Israel or not.
Israel Eshetu trying to battle it out with Newcastle, but Newcastle just pick the defender. Play safe, and that's the best way to do it. Play safe and reorganize.
Nice sportsmanship.
There is another corner. And will be brought in by Adisu Atula. Well, quite a number of red shots in there, including the big man, Aminu Nesru. Well plotted corner there. Goalkeeper Freo Getaun comes in, but it's not cleared yet. Again, still in trouble, Aminu Nesru, but again, quick clearance there coming in from Minyeyo Kesahun. That was trouble looming, and Freo Getachew feels that the referee should have called for an infringement. It's a throw-in.
Another missed chance for Makalaka. They have had a very good chances, and this is one of the decent chances. Larry Emmanuel, I know he's a defensive midfielder. You don't know this much, this territory, but he could have done more.
Absolutely. Again, Mintesnot. Again, plays the ball back. Wide to Binyam. But really, Binyam was not expecting that. But a lot of offensive moments for Dre Dawa defensively. Anytime the Mekelekea have moved forward, they are creating all sorts of problems. You might say that it's just a matter of time before one of these teams crack.
So far, we're witnessing how calm and organized that the Diredoa defense is this far, because they have faced a lot of good strikers, a lot of good attacks, but they are not considered. It shows their organization.
Absolutely, very good organization, especially coming in from the Dridawa side with Abraham Muberek trying to play straight on the right-hand side, just trying to get a foul in there, and that is a foul coming in from Dawit Mamo in a very prime position. Half chances like those ones, set pieces just close to the goal, about 26, 27 yards away from goal. And we can see Misei Palos has moved into prime positions. This ball is going to be brought in by Abdurrahman Muberek. I think it's Gadisa Mebrata. Gadisa Mebrata with a well-floated cross in there. It's too hard, too high, and they miss an opportunity.
It's waste of chance, waste of golden opportunity. I mean, he could have make it a bit lower. He could have met one of his friends, or even it could be an own goal, because it's a dangerous zone.
Kilbore. Wide to Surafel Getachew. Mohamed Abdulatif. Awudu. Asabe. Well, Bekeleke still trying to hold back. It's a deep drop in by Gadisa Mebrate. When trying to wriggle his way, this Surafel Getachew. Getachew, there's an overlap run by Mohamed Abdulatif. Again, that cut back to Surafel Getachew. Well, he should have played the ball wide. He should have really played the ball wide, because Mohamed Abdulatif was making that overlap run, and it would have been a better pass from the midfield.
Yeah, I think the main problem is from Abdurrahman Mubarak. He should have let the ball goes to the wide flank, because Abdulatif is in a very prime position. He can cross it, and they could have scored it. Maybe they could have attempted a goal, but holding the ball too much and unnecessary touch. Look at it, and this post and was almost on the counter.
We call it team awareness. This lack of team awareness from Dredawa. They had an opportunity to play the ball in wider areas, but didn't.
Or overthinking.
It's a foul. It's a big punt forward, trying to find Adisu Atula, but again, the punt was just too big, too high for Adisu Atula. It's a goal kick. 41 minutes to the clock, and none of these teams has, cracked a shot on goal. Mekelekea had a 1-1 draw against Bahadar, beat Ethiopia Buna by 4-0, beat Hadia by 2-1, beat Sidama Buna and fired their coach by 5-3, and narrowly lost to Fasil Kenema, the defending champions, by 2-1. On Diredawa side, they tied with 0-0 with Wolkite, beat Sodbeta 2-0, lost to Ethiopia Buna 2-1, beat Hadia by 4-0, and in the latest encounter, they tied 1-1 against Diredawa, meaning that out of the 5 games that Diredawa has played, they won 2, 6, plus 2, 8. 8 out of 15 is a very, very good return. On the side of Mekelekea, they've won 3, that makes it 9 plus 10. 10 out of 15. I think both teams are on a very, very good pedestal so far.
Yeah, that's why I called you, especially if you're just recalling the position and the results I've registered in the first half of the season. Those results that you mentioned a bit earlier are, the sign of improvement, the sign of going forward. But that's why we mentioned, when we mentioned in the first half, that this is a game played by us.
Oh, it's a good run there. It's a good pick there by Gadisa Mebrata. Because it's very, very interesting that Biruk Elbore is playing in a very, very advanced position, but that third man running and a good cross in there by Gadisa Mebrata, I think just trying to find Biruk Elbore, just too close to the goalkeeper, but again, Dawit Mamo just being there to be able at least to push the ball out. Inyuka Saun. The third corner for Dredawa. It's brought in. It's a good header there by Gadisa Mebrata, but again, it did not have any direction.
Especially the chance that leads to the corner kick. We missed, the Diredawa missed the presence of Henok Ayele on that kind of positions. If Henok was there, he know how to tap in, he know how to position himself. The delivery was excellent, but the only problem for Diredawa in that moment is they don't have the right player at the right time during that moment.
Well, those are the moments when you expect your top striker, Henok Ayele, to be in there. especially when the balls are being played right in front of the goalkeeper. You just need somebody who can be able at least to sneak in front of the goalkeeper and try and redirect the ball to the goal. But again, at this particular point in time, Gadisa Mebratu, without communication from Enoch Ayele, tried just to spin the ball off his hair, but the ball did not hit the target. Clement Boy. Big bound forward. Quite a number of red shots. Again, Enyeo Kasaun battling it out with Binyambile. The referee feels that there was an infringement on Enyeo Kasaun and gives them an opportunity again to be able to move forward. Well, you talked about the patience of Diredao. I would say the patience of a vulture. They're just waiting for the right moment. You can be able to see what they're trying to execute here. They sit back in numbers, and once they pick possession, they want to go through the lines, you know, in progression. Again, the final third, the final pass is what has really done them in. A good cross coming in. Well, it just lands on Abrur Harman Oberek, and you think that, you know, the ball has landed on his right foot. He should control the ball with his right and try and take a shot from any distance. Inyeo in the midfield, Asabe. Abel Asabe tries a long one, but again, really, that one will never, and it will never, you know, put any disturbances on Clement Boy.
Yeah, again, ball. They have got a kind of beautiful goal. He has scored one beautiful goal from such kind of distance, but now today is not lucky. Now we're wrapping up the first half of the game, and I can say that Makalaka is going to regret, you know, for not converting the chances they have got in the first half, while Diredao needs to improve their
but they're not done. They're not done yet. Another run again by Mohamed Abdul Latif. Latif trying to get to Enoch Ayele, and good cross, but good pick coming in from Clement Boy. Just any time from now, the referee, center referee, Teketel Teshome, might be calling this game to a close. But it's a foul. It's a foul by Israel Eshetu on Mabita Gadisa Mebrate.
Am I listening, Harambe?
I think that's the military band that has been sent by the military base in Bahidar to try and at least put some pressure on this trade our side, adding some flavor. Dawid Mamo, easy pick for Ferreo Getachew. I feel that definitely will be the last piece of action in the first half, with the referee Teketel Teshome feeling that they've had it. Well, and center referee Teketel Teshome calls an end to the first half in a game that has seen Mekelekea not being able to utilize their opportunities that they have fallen their way. Israel Eshetu really has not had the kind of feed that you did expect. Of course, on the other end, Teshome Belachu has been very vital for Mekelekea, especially on the right-hand side of the attack. And the halftime break, Mekelekea 0 and Diredao 0.
የተጠቁባቸው አጋጣሚዎች ነበሩ አጠቃላይ ግን ሙሉ 45 ደቂቃ የጨዋታ እንቅስቃሴ እንዴት ነበር የሚለውን የምንመለከት ይሆናል አብረን ቆይታ የምናደርገው ደግሞ ከባልደረባይ ዮናስ አዘዘ ጋር ነው የሚሆነው ሁለቱም ቡድኖች ሁለቱን የሜዳ ክፍል በደንብ የተጠቀሙበት 45 ደቂቃ ነው የተመለከትነው አይደል
በተለይ መከላከያ በጣም የተሻለ ነበር በጀበሪያ 45 ደቂቃ መከላከያ በተደጋጋሚ በርካታ ድሎችን ለመፍጠር ሞክረዋል ከዛ ውጪ በተለይ ከቀኝ መስመር የሚነሱ ኳሶች ከመሃል ምንተስኖት ጥሩ ነበሩ በማጥቃት በመከላከሉም ረገድ በተለይ ድሬዳዎችን የመልሶ ማጥቃት ለመቆጣጠር በጣም ኮምፓክት ሆኖ በጣም ለድሬዳዋ ነገሮችን አስቸጋሪ አድርገው ነበርና ስታቱን በተመለከተው ተመሳሳይ ነው መከላከያ ዛሬ በግራና በቀኝ ተመሳሳይ ሁለት የማጥቃት ሂደቶች በተለይ በቀኝ ተሾመ የሚያደርገው ግሩም እንደዚሁ ኦቨርላፕ ያደረገ ጥሩ ድሎችን ፈጥሯል በግራ መስመር ቀዝቃዛ ቢሆንም ዛሬ ከቢኒያም ከሚገኙበት መስመርም የጎል ድል ነበር ከአማካይ ክፍል ላይ እንደዚሁ አጋጣሚዎችን ለመፍጠር ሞክሯል ድሬዳዋ እንደምትመለከተው አብዛኛው አማካይ ክፍል ላይ ተውጠዋል ከዛ ውጪ ከግራ መስመር አብዱራህማንና ጋዲሳ እየተቀያየሩ ሲጫወቱ የሚኖር ማጥቃት አለ ምክንያቱም ግሩም ለማጥቃት ስለሚሄድ ስፔሶች ያገኛሉና ከዛ ውጪ ድሬዳዋ በኔ እምነት በመጀመሪያው አጋማሽ በጣም ቀዝቃዛ የማጥቃት እንቅስቃሴ ነበር
9 ሰፊ ግብ ሙከራዎች የነበሩበት ጨዋታ ነው የጠበቡ ሙከራዎች ደግሞ 3 የሚጠጉ ናቸው ሁለቱ በድሬዳዋ ከነማ በኩል አንዱ በመከላከያ ነገር ግን ምንም የተቀየረ የጎል ቻርት የለም 50 ከመቶ የኳስ ቁጥጥር በሁለቱ ቡድኖች በኩል የነበረ ነው 50 ከመቶ መሃል ላይ 30 ከመቶ የሜዳ ትዕይንት መከላከያ ላይ የነበረ ነው በቁጥር በዛ ያለ የጨዋታ ትዕይንት አለ ማለት ነው
የመከላከያ ልዩነቱ አብዛኛው በተጋጣሚ ግብ ሜዳ ላይ ነው የኳስ ቁጥሩም ድሎችን መፍጠር የሚያስችል ፖሴሽን ነው ድሬዳዎች ዝግ ብሎ ከራሳቸው ለሜዳ ለመውጣት ይሞክራሉ ያ ደግሞ ወደ ጎል ለመድረስ እድሎችን ለመፍጠር አላስቻላቸው ሄኖክ ለምሳሌ ሳጥን ውስጥ አንዴ ነው ኳስ የነካውና ያ ስትመለከት ማጥቃት ላይ ቀራቸዋል
እስኪ በመጀመሪያው 45 ደቂቃ ላይ የነበሩ የጨዋታ ትዕይንቶች የሚሰጡን ምስል እንመልከት የመጀመሪያው እንቅስቃሴ የሚሆነው ባለፉት 3 ጨዋታዎች በመከላከያ ጥሩ እንቅስቃሴ ያደረገ ጎሎችን ያስቆጠረ ለጎል መነሻ የሆነ የተመለከትነው ተሾመ በላቸው እድለኛ አልነበረም የሚያስብል ሙከራ አድርጓል
ጥሩ ነው በተለይ ክሌመንት ቦይ በጣም ረጅም ኳስ ለመታው የመጀመሪያውን ኳስ መከላከል አልቻሉም ከዛ በኋላ ነው ያን ኳስ አግቶ እስራኤል ያቀበለው ተሾመ ቦታይቶ ነበር ኳሱን የመታው ግን ብረቱ ገጭቶበታል በጣም ጥሩ አጋጣሚ ነው ብረት ከገጨ በኋላ በድጋሚ አዲሱ አቱላ ፋር ፖስት ላይ ኳሱን ጠቅልሎ ለማስቆጠር የሞከረው እዚህ ጋር ድሬዳዎች የመጀመሪያ ኳስ መከላከል አልቻሉም አብዱናፊው ኳሱን ማግኘት ትቶ ከእስራኤል ጋር የታገሉ እስራኤል ግን ጥሩ ፓስ ነው በአንድ ጊዜ ለተሾመ የሰጠው ተሾመ ከዚህ በላይ ምንም ማድረግ አይችልም ቆንጆ አድርጎ ነው የመታው ፖሉ ገጭቶበታል ድጋሚ ድል ነበር ከተሾመ ደግሞ የአዲሱ ይበልጥ ለጎል ሌላ የቀረበ ሙከራ ነበር ጥሩ አጋጣሚ ፈጥረው ነበር
የውሳኔ ችግር የሌለበት የመስመር አጥቂ ነው ተሾመ በላቸው በዘንድሮ የውድድር ዓመት በመከላከያ እንቅስቃሴ ውስጥ የተሻለ ያደገ የመጣ እንደሆነ ተመልክተናል ቀጣይ የምንመለከተው የሚሆነው በድሬዳዋ ከነማ በኩል ጋዲሳ መብራቴ ነፃ ኳስ አግኝቶ ነበር እስኪ ስለዚህ ኳስ መነሻና መጨረሻ ላይ ስለተደረገው ሙከራ
ቆንጆ ነው ሱራፌል ወደ መስመር ወጥቶ ከኦቨርላፕ ሲያደርግ የነበረው ናፊው አቡ ለጢፍ እንዴት እንደተመለከተው ተመልከት ጥሩ ኦቨርላፕ ሩጫ ነው ቆንጆ ኳስ ነው ሴንተር ያደረገው ጋዲሳ ጎሉን ለማየት ይመቻል ኳሱ ሲመጣ ቦታ አይቶ ለመምታት የሚያስችል ፖዚሽን ላይ ነው ተመልከቱ እንዴት ሮጦ ቦታውን እንደያዘ ጋዲሳ ከዛ በኋላ ኳሱን ቦታ አይቶ መምታት የሚችልበት ድል ነበር ግን ቀጥታ ኳሱን ለግብ ጠባቂ ቦዬ ነው የሰጠውና በእኔ እምነት ጋዲሳ በእርግጥ በጭንቅላት ስፔሻሊስት አይደለም ግን የተሻለ ነገር ማድረግ ነበረበት በተለይ ለክሌመንት አስቸጋሪ ማድረግ ይችላል
የሞከረው ይመስላል ለመቆረጥ ሞክሯል ነገር ግን የኳሱ የመጣበት ጊዜና እሱ ለመቆረጥ የሞከረበት ሐሳብ አለመገናኘት ይመስላል ወደ ሌላኛው የጨዋታ ሂደት እንመልከት እስኪ በመከላከል በኩል ድሬዳዋ ከነማዎች ዘንድሮ ጥብቅ ከሆኑ ተጫዋቾቻቸው መካከል አብዱናፊ አንዱ ነው የገባ ኳስ ያወጣበት አጋጣሚ ነው የምንመለከተው መከላከያዎች ወደ ማጥቃት የሄዱበትን እንቅስቃሴ በመከላከል በኩል ጥሩ የሚባል የጨዋታ ማቋረጥ ነው ያደረገው ይሄ ኳስ ቢያልፍ ኖሮ ወደ ጎል የሚጠጋበት እድሉ ከፍተኛ ነው
የምንተስኖት ፓስ በጣም ድንቅ ነበር ከአንዳንድ ነው ወደ የተሾመን ሩጫ ተመልክቶ ኳሱን የሰጠው እንደምትመለከተው የአብዱናፊው ትክክለኛ ሩጫ ነው የሮጠው አንድ ስቴፕ ቢቀርመው ምናልባት ኳሱን ነክቶ ፔናልቲ ሊሆን ይችል ነበርና ጊዜውን የጠበቀ ትክክለኛ ሸርተቴ መውረድ ምን ያህል ጠቃሚ እንደሆነ ቀድሞ መገኘት ምን ያህል ጥሩ እንደሆነ በዚህ ኳስ ተመልክተናልና በጣም ጥሩ ፓስ ነበር ጥሩ ማጥቃት ነበር ግን አብዱናፊ በጣም ግሩም ነበር
በመጨረሻው ቀን በቢምቢ እየተጠቃን ነው
በጥቃት እየተጠቃን
መከላከል ያስፈልገናል ወደ ላኛው ጨዋታ እንቅስቃሴ እንሂድ አዲሱ አቱላ ያለፉት ጨዋታዎች ላይ በመከላከያ በጣም ያደገ ተጫዋች ነው ጎሎችን ያስቆጥራል የጎል መነሻዎች ይሆናል ይሄኛውን እንቅስቃሴ የምንመለከተው አዲሱ ሞር ለመከላከያ ጥሩ የማጥቃት መነሻና ሂደት የሆነበትን ነው
እንዴት ከራሳቸው ሜዳ ወደ ማጥቃት እንደሚሄዱ ያው ላሬ ከዛ ምንተስኖት ከዛ አዲሱ እንደገና ተሾመ ድሪብል እያደረገ ኳሱን ለማቀበል ያሰበ አልመሰለኝም ኳሱ ረዝሟል ግን በቀጥታ ነው አዲሱ አቱላ ኃላፊነቱን ለመውሰድ ኳሱን የሞከረውና በጣም ጥሩ አጋጣሚ ነበር። አዲሱ አቱላ ሁለት ጊዜ ጎል ለማስቆጠር ጥሩ አጋጣሚ አግኝቶ ነበር፣ በአንዱ ተጠቃሚ አልተጠቀመባቸው።
የቢምቢዎቹ ጥቃት በጣም እንደቀጠለ ነው። ቀደም ሲል የአዲሱ አቱላን ሙከራን የተመለከተው ሁለተኛው ግማሽ ላይ ምን አይነት ለውጦች ሊኖር ይችላል ብለን እናያለን። እስኪ መከላከያም ድሬዳዋ ነጥብ ይፈልጋሉ። አንድ ነጥብ ለሁለቱ አዋጭ ነው ማለት አንችልም። ስለዚህ ሙሉ 3 ነጥብ ማግኘት የሚችሉበት ጨዋታ ነው። ስለዚህ ይሄን መቀየር የሚችሉ የተጫዋቾች ትውውቅ ልናይ እንችላለን።
በመከላከያ በኩል ምናልባት የቢኒያምን እንቅስቃሴ ነው በጣም ገድቦታል። ስለዚህ ማጥቃቱ በቀኝ ሳይድ ብቻ ነው ግን በመከላከያ ሁሉ እድሎች መጨረስ ብቻ ይመስለኛል ያለው ችግር እድሎች እየፈጠሩ ነው። በድሬዳዋ በኩል ደግሞ እድሎችን ለመፍጠር የሚያስችል እንቅስቃሴ እያደረጉ አይደለም። አማካይ ክፍል ላይ እኔ ትንሽ ክፍተት አይቻለሁ። መልሶ ማጥቃቱ በጣም ደካማ ነው። ስለዚህ ይበልጥ ኳስን ወደ ማጥቃት መውሰድ የሚችሉ አማካዮች ወደ ሜዳ ቢገቡ ጥሩ ነው። ሄኖክ ኳስ ጨራሽ ነው። 8 ጎሎች አሉት ግን ኳሶች በትክክል ወደ አታኪንግ ሰርድ ይሄዳሉ። ስለዚህ ድሬዳዎች ወደ ሳጥን ሄዱ ኳሶችን መጠቀም አለባቸው። ለዚህ ደግሞ አማካይ ክፍል ላይ እንደ ዳንኤል ደምሱ ከዚህ በተጨማሪ ሙሀዲ ሙሳ፣ ማማዱ ሲዲቤን የመሰሉ ተጫዋቾች አሏቸውና ሁለተኛው አጋማሽ ይበልጥ ድሬዳዋ ወደ ጎል መድረስ ይጠበቅበታል። ያ ካልሆነ አስቸጋሪ።
ሁለተኛው ግማሽ የጨዋታ ክፍለ ጊዜ ከተወሰኑ ደቂቃዎች በኋላ የሚጀምር ይሆናል። አሁንም ጥሩ ጊዜ ሁላችሁ ከቤት ኪንግ የኢትዮጵያ ፕሪሚየር ሊግ ጋር
They have been a cut above the rest in a league of their own, a record-breaking season. They are champions.
Welcome back to the second half of a game that is pitting Mekalakea versus Dredawa Ketema side, where both sides have not been able at least to kiss the net on either side, with quite a few misses coming in from Mekalakea. They've been very, very pivotal, especially when they are moving forward with the likes of Binyam Bilay and Girum Hanvos, of course, being compelled to come back whenever they lose possession of the ball and be able at least to join the attack whenever they're in possession of the ball. That man, Clement Boy, has been very, very tall, especially for Mekalakea in goal. Atiso Adula has been pivotal alongside Larry Emmanuel, the Ghanaian, who has stood very, very tall in terms of trying to protect the back four that is being led by Dawit Mamo, Amir Nasru, Alex Tesema, and Girum Hagos. And on Dredawa side, I think they've had a very, very good outing, with Surafel Getachew being the prime suspect in as far as giving the passes is concerned. He is being aided in that midfield by Biruk Elbore, of course, Gadisa Mebrato, who's playing straight on the right-hand side, has really been a pain in the Mekelekea side. Israel Eshetu, only 1 goal to his credit so far, has also not received the kind of feed that you expect him to receive in order for Mekelekea at least to make an impact in this second half. Well, both sides, one in 11th position, Mekelekea on 30 points, just looking to try and solidify their spot in top 7 on 33 points, should they win this match. And Dre Dawa, who are down there struggling to get out of that quagmire that they are in, with a win today would definitely push them to 31 points, and that will definitely push them right above Adama in 10th position. Goalkeeper Fireo Getachew really has had to come on 2 occasions to try and thwart the attacks that have been deployed by Kelekea, and we do expect that in the second half, both teams will be able at least to push from wherever they left. On my side is Haile Adanum. What do you think is going to happen in the second half? Any tactical changes that you do expect?
I think we are going to witness a tactical change, especially from Diredo's side. If you see overall performance of the first half, it's not quite expected from the rejuvenated team that we are witnessing to the past couple of weeks. But from a Kalaka side, I think the change needs to come from their attitude. They need to convert the chances that get in the first half. Those are the 2 things that I'm expecting.
And Newcastle trying to bring a cross inside, but again picked up by Kilbore, trying to find a Gadisa Mebratu. Again, defenders, Agos just trying to, being very tall in that defense. Midfield battle. Binyambele. We're trying to get Mintesnot, but again picked up by Newcastle. Kasaun, Gadisa Mebrate. Mebrate trying to get Enoka Yele. Ayele! But again, good stop coming in there from Clement Boy. Still the ball is still in play here. But again, at the moment when you thought that they were going to get that crucial goal from Enoka Yele, who has scored 8 goals to his credit so far.
What a build-up play, what a 1-2. But it was a very wonderful goalkeeping from Clement Boy. Also, Alex Tassama had to make this crucial tackle from Eneo. Otherwise, it could have been a 1-0 to Diredoa. You see, when Diredoa is coming to the attack, to the final third, they looks more dangerous. And we have seen it in the first half. Look, when they are rich here, they are causing all the problems. But it is the most unlikely Henok. Henok, when you give him this kind of chances, he's always converting them and making his team getting points. But today, I think you need to do more.
That man, Samson Ahiele, knows that this was the moment that he was waiting for. The right moment at least to get ahead. And look at that crossing there by Gadisa. Well picked by Enoka Yele, and of course the goalkeeper Clement Boy is covering the near post. But one thing that you have to compliment this Mekelekea side is the recovery by that man donning number 4, the captain himself, Alex Desema. Had he not come in time, Newcastle was putting that ball in the net. Close shave. So throw in. Surafel trying to wriggle his way. Again, a very important stop there by Larry. Still Abdurrahman. Again, well cleared from the line there by Larry. A wooden few. Trying to get Surafel Getachew, but again, another quality pass that has been intercepted. Now good run on the left-hand side by Binyam, intercepted by Asabe. Asabe in the midfield trying to find Abdurrahman Mubarak. Mubarak again loses the ball at a crucial moment. Binyam Bilay, Israel Eshetu. Eshetu trying to play the ball to Teshome Belachu. Teshome. Surely Teshome, he is in a prime scoring opportunity there. He is about 16 yards away from the goal. You would have expected that he's going to take a shot. Again, look at that miss coming in from a wooden few.
As a striker, he could have expected him to shoot to himself for the goal, but he's trying to give it to his teammates. Nice idea, but poor execution.
Oh, that is a golden opportunity that has just been lost. You rarely find those kind of passes, penetration passes. It was so simple. You expected that Teshome was going to, get onto his mark and score his 5th goal, but again, he wasted an opportunity that would have put Mekelekea up Now Henok Ayele with a good pass in there, trying to get to Abdurrahman Mubarak, but quality defending there coming in from Tasema. And the referee feels that Mubarak now had something to do with David Mamo's impediment in progressing.
It's a very good kickoff for the second half from both teams. You know, the first 3 minutes looks like, you know, the Red Eyes are adamant to kill the game. In the early minutes of the second half, you see they are creating chances after chances. There are no simply chances. They are very good quality chances. And you can't rule out Makalaka as well, because you have seen that, you know, they also create a chance out of nothing. So this is going to be a game that will be decided in a very small margin. So we're expecting the first team that's going to score in this game might have the edge, might have the chance, to keep the lead. But it's about the first goal. It's about who scored the first goal.
When Abdurrahman Mubarak goes into the referee's book, Abdurrahman, an ex-Kofi and Fasil Kenema player, today playing his trade with Dredawa Ketema. And it feels like Larry Emmanuel was actually impeded from moving forward. Good call by the referee. Binyam Bile is going to take this one. Quite a number of red shots, green shots in there. Is well floated in there again. A very, very big miss, huge miss by Fireu Getachew. Surely the goalkeeper, once you come out, you have to put your hands on the ball. He's very, very lucky. Very, very lucky that Mintesi Notadane was just a few meters away from that scene of crime.
Absolutely right. He has been very, very lucky, you know, the ball not going to the direction of the goal. Otherwise, you know, the referee has no chance but to allow if the goal is scored, because the foul is even made by one of his defenders. So you can't get a foul for yourself with that kind of situation. A very, very poor goalkeeping from one of the most consistent, good quality goalkeepers in the Ethiopian Premier League.
In the midfield, Adisa Tula, Mesei Palos, Gadisa Mebrate. We're trying to find Enoch Ayele in the midfield. Asabe playing wide, Enyo Kasahun. Kasahun back to Surafel Getachew, Asabe trying to float the ball in there for Enoch. Again, Aminu Nasru just comes in at the nick of time and passes the ball to Binyam Bile. Again, double marking there coming in from Mesei Palos. Again, the ball being won in the midfield by Larry Emmanuel. Mentesi Notadane. Adane with so many white shots behind. Hagos. Well, you expect that ball to come in as a good cross, but again, it's a chance wasted.
It's a truly evenly contested game we're witnessing throughout the last 50 plus minutes. You know, one time it's Deredoa who is trying to control the ball, the game, and then at some point it's Makalaka. Both teams, when they possess the ball, when they control the ball, they create chances. So far, we're really witnessing one of very good and evenly contested games.
Diredawa Ketema was relegated once back in 1999 as Diredawa Textile. They came back in 2008-2009 season. They were relegated again in 2011-2012 season. They came back again in 2015, while Defense was promoted in 2004-2005 and also relegated in 2018-2019 season. Now again this season re-promoted back because they're being taken care of by Yudane Sabai, who's a man from Diredawa. Israel Eshetu, Mintesi Not, again. When you expected a proper pass to come in, it doesn't, and they lose another goal-scoring opportunity. Teshome is a good run by Israel Eshetu. Eshetu with a shot. But surely Eshetu at this particular point, Eshetu is selfish. Adisu Atula is in a prime position. Teshome Belachu is in a prime position. Binyam Bile is in a prime position. There are three players just about the penalty box, a little cross in there would definitely have found one of those three players, and the result would have been different. Shetu, selfish.
He chose to, to try to the hardest one. The easiest of all the things that comes to his mind is just passing to one of his teammates that you earlier mentioned. But he's trying to score from a very tight and far angle, which is unrealistic. I think this kind of situations, needs to be addressed in the halftime team talks with Coach Jordano Sabai, a former striker himself, a very, very prolific striker and a quality finisher. But the Makalaka is coming with the first half problems, getting chances and not converting them.
Mebrate, Abdulatif, big cross in there, goalkeeper picks it up easy. Again tries to make a counter attack using Binyambile. Binyambile goes past Enyeoka Sahun, again picks out a shot, Eshetu tries to find Belachu trying to play back the ball back to Binyambile, but again well intercepted. Doesn't go up. Girum Hagos with a well floated ball there again. Goalkeeper coming out, seriously, goalkeeper Getachew coming out, and then he realizes they cannot be able to get into that ball and moves back to his line for a corner. Girum Hagos. I think it's Binyambile. Floated, trying to find Larry and plays the ball back. It's picked by Aminu Nesru. Is in tow. Back to Binyam, Hagos, Larry. Well, he decides to play the ball back to Tesema, Alex Tesema, with Enokayele putting pressure on him, but that's quality defending from the captain. Hagos in the midfield, just toying around with this Dridawa side, back to Clement Boy, the big punt forward, just trying to find Eshetu again, the first touch, letting him down.
Speaking of experience, we're looking Coach Sonat Bisha, the man who took Ethiopia for AFCON after 31 years absence. Speaking of experience, Makalaka, one of the main reasons that, they are registering a very good results on the second half is because I've signed some quality and experienced players like the midfielder and sometimes the captain of the team, Mantasano Tadana. As you can see, he's bossing the midfield, he's good in defending and he's launching the counters.
When talk about a counter-attack, where it's stopped in the ranks by Nyeu, and they start their counter of their own. Kilbore in the midfield trying to find Mohamed Abdulatif. Again, as usual, Teshome coming in to block that progression. And really, it's been a battle of the midfield. At times, you'd find that there's quick progression by Dridawa, and on the Mekela side, just trying to make that important pass, the through pass, after intercepting some crucial moves from the Dridawa side in the midfield. Larry. Nesru into the midfield, Mentesnot Adane. Back to Aminu Nesru, Mentesnot just toying around with this Dridawa side. Israel Eshetu, again the first touch letting him down, but proper interception by Awudu Nafiu. Again they lose it out to Larry wide to Binyambile. Bile, there's an assistance from Adisu, but again he decides to cut through the midfield. Again, very, very proper defending there coming in from Surafel Getachew.
I think you can admire the defense, but I see, Binam should, he was just taking the wrong side. He should have passed, he should have played 1-2 with his player, his teammate Adisu on the far left side, but, he's coming to the bush, to the forest.
Coming to the forest. Can he be taken to the gutters? Yes, he can. That's a good shot coming in there from Abdurrahman Mubarak, but he really, really doesn't hit the mark. That's the first time that we've seen Abdurrahman Mubarak just going past Dawit Mamo, and he lands his left with a good shot, just a rasping shot, really not being able to hit Clement Boy. That is trouble looming for this Mekelekea side. Well, that man on your screen, Mohamed Abdul Latif, the Ghanaian, has done outstandingly in terms of defense for the Tridawa side, and also in the offense. Whenever they're in possession of the ball, he has joined the attack, and it's just a matter of time.
His work rate is amazing. He never get tired. You know, he's running the corridor.
Dawit Mamo with the cross in there, again plays to Adane, again good interception from Awudu Nafiu. Well, a quick counter attack coming in through Surafel Denachu, playing the ball wide to Enyeo Kasahun. Will he bring the cross? Yes, he will. Will he hit the target? I'm not sure. It goes out. It's a goal kick.
A very, very quick counter attack. A very nice transitions that lacks is only the final. The final end product is not as quality as the process.
Well, that has been the problem. The end product has been the problem, especially on the right-hand side where Enyeo Kasahun is flying straight. Another ball well placed to Teshome Belachu. And again, Awudu Nafiu, who has been extremely outstanding defensively for Tridawa, just ensuring that Teshome Belachu does not control the ball turn and face his own goal. Adisu Atula. Well, being in tow by Kilbore. Again, another crossing coming in there. Binyam. Another golden opportunity coming into Binyam Bile. He was actually running at the back post. And for the fifth time, Firo Getachew doesn't really know what may have hit him. Because you expect that any balls that are coming in and around the 6-yard box should be the goalkeeper's ball. But look at that control there by Adisu. And then a pass comes in from Teshome Belachu. Again, it's just too far and too hard for Binyam Bile, the national team call-up, to at least try and make a contact. Well, the former coach, or the current coach of Mekelakea, Johannes Saleh, was actually an ex-Diredawa Ketnema coach. It's unbelievable the way a coach is moved from one end to the other.
It's a very small world, especially in Ethiopian football. You can do some research and you can easily find that maybe the average age of a player and the club association is no more than 2 years. So you can have 5-6 players, playing against their former team. So Johannes Saleh, yes, he was a former coach of Diredawa Kenema.
There's some activity happening on the Mekelakea side. I think they're warming up Johannes Mengistu and also warming up Binyam Lenkano. Both are midfielders. Maybe they feel that they have to rejig that midfield. Not sure exactly whom they're going to bring out. It's just a matter of time. Adisu Atula, picked by Asabe. Asabe plays the ball wide to Abdurrahman Mubarak. Enyeo Kasahun. He plays the ball back to Asabe. Asabe trying to get hold of Mohamed Abdul Latif. Latif Gadisa. A lot of circulation from the ball. From the Diredawa side, Asabe trying to find Enyeo in a very prime position. Will he bring a good cross? I think he decides to come back and plays the ball back to Surafel Getachew. Getachew. Again, just rolling backwards. Plays the ball back to Asabe. Asabe with a good cross, trying to get to Enoch Ayele. Again, Kirum Hagos was just too much for him, and the ball rolls out for a goal kick. But it's time to make the substitution. I think Adisu Atula is coming out and being replaced by Binyam Lenkano. I think it's a midfielder for a midfielder. And also Teshome Belachu is being replaced by Johannes Mengistu. What do you make of those substitutions?
It's going to be just reinforcing and refreshing the midfield. Now it's like-to-like substitution. You can't see much tactical change, but you are refreshing up the midfield, especially when you see that Diredawa is controlling the ball in the midfield. I think Mekelakea have decided to take their fair share of the ball in the midfield area.
Mohamed Abdulatif, Asabe, Kilbore, Gedisa. Again, Girum Hagos in the mix. Goes back to the man who has just come in, Binyam Lenkano. And there's a big battle between Kilbore in the midfield with Mentes Notadane. Again picked by Israel Ashati, but again Abelash Asabe pulling down Israel Ashati, who has dropped into deep midfield to try and pick the balls from there. Binyam Lenkano. His presence being felt immediately. Mentes not. Hagos. Hagos on the right. He brings in a cross again. Picked up by Asabe. Kelbore. Kelbore trying to find Surafel Getachew. Getachew. Enoch Ayele. Ayele with so many red stockings just around him, making it extremely difficult for him at least to turn and try and face the Mekelekea goal.
I think he just went a bit earlier, and even though he was surrounded, but it could have been a very good counter-attacking.
Very good defending there coming from Inyeo Kasahun, trying to find Abdurrahman Mubarak on the right-hand side. How Dawit Mamo just pushes Abdul Rahman Mubarak into the advertising boards here.
I love the battle between those two. Immediately from the get-go, you can see that they're battling it out for every ball. This is going to be one of the game-deciding doors in the game.
Well, look like Yordane Sabe is also preparing Samere Hafte. This is a striker. They've already brought in two midfielders now. They're bringing in a striker, meaning that these 3 points are going to be very, very vital for this Mekelekea side.
Yeah, you can understand the change of the midfield because they were simply overtaken in the midfield. Now, if he goes to change the strikers, that means now he's trying to try to new things because he wants to give chance for other strikers because they are not converting the chances they're getting.
Well, again, Awudu just bringing down Binyam Lenkano, who was actually getting into the group. And this time round, Awudu feels that he has to take one for the team. I think it's Mohamed Abdulatif just putting his left foot in there and dropping Binyam Lenkano to the ground.
It's a technical foul. It's a technical foul. He should have decided this way. Otherwise, the team will be in trouble.
Well, talk about taking one for the team.
Yeah.
Binyam Bile, a man from Diredawa, playing against his home team. I'm not sure whether that is affecting his performance on the pitch.
We can say that he's one of the most overused player in this whole Makalaka team because he didn't miss too much games. He had played 21 games out of 24 before this game. You can tell that he needs to have a break, a bit off. By the way, a very, very good replacement, Summer after a very good mobility. I've got a finishing. I've got, I think, one goal this season, but his overall play in the attack is very, very helpful for the team.
As Girum Hagos is from a distance of about 35 yards. Girum Hagos, who scored one goal from a free kick. Total concentration. Well, that one was not well delivered. I think he expected that he was going to take a shot towards goal, but then he tries to dupe the goalkeeper by trying to play the ball over, but instead just disturbing the piece of the birds.
Keeping it low is one of the challenges that most of the free kick takers in the Ethiopian Premier League. You have seen how many times a lot of free kick takers are aiming not for the goal, maybe for the birds, as you say.
Abdurrahman, he takes on the 2-3 players in the box and eventually gets a corner out of it. That is the way for a striker to run, committing your defenders and making sure that if they are not creating a foul in the box, at least they are giving you an opportunity to smile, especially from a corner. Enyeo Kasahun preparing to take the corner for Dredau. It's a well-floated corner there. It's a header there. Wow, almost hitting the target here. That was a header from Awuduna Few, but a quick counter-attack on the left-hand side where Samere Hafte is close in tow to Awuduna Few. Again, they pick it up. Back to goalkeeper Fireo Getachew. Mesei follows. Again, a lot of pressure coming in from Mentesnot Adane. Again, trying to clear the ball, but again, Mubarak Abdurrahman handles the ball in the midfield. I think the referee feels that it's time for the coaches Jordani Sabe on the Mekelaka side and Samson Ayele on the Diredawa Ketema side to give in a few insights on what they expect the team to at least come back in the second half.
I think we have witnessed that, there is a need, there is a reaction from Mekelaka. They have tried to change in the midfield, they have tried to change their attacks so that it seems that, they are the one who is really looking to win this game, and they're trying their bestest. Now we're expecting something, especially a change from Diredawa side, especially the attackers, the final three players, Gadissa, Abdraman and Henok. Even though the midfield has controlling the ball and possessing the ball, they are not creating too much chances. Either they need to shake up the midfield so that there is someone getting to the field and play forward game. Or we need to bring, they need to bring a striker that can link up with the midfield himself. So I think now the button is passed to Samson Ayele and his technical bench to move for a change.
It's very clear that Mekeleke have a lot that is going on, especially in the midfield, and a lot that has been going through Mentes Notadane. Because Larry Emmanuel, the one donning number 25, has also been in the mix of things. While they're controlling the affairs in there. Only that this time round they've not been able to feed their key man, Israel Eshetu. 71 minutes to the clock, with about 20 minutes to be precise remaining for this game at least to come to an end. You can see Samson Ayele in a very, very defensive mood here. He knows that 1 point would definitely not move him further. He will stay in 13th position with 29 points, just right below Bahidar Ketema. And of course, a point for Mekelekea will put them on 31, and therefore they're going to replace Arbamich in 9th position. So I think for Mekelekea draw would be good for them. For Dredauer, it's pressure mounting. Again, ball being dropped in there, straight to the goalkeeper, Fireo Getachew. A long pass intercepted by Alex Tesema. Hagos in the midfield trying to get Binyam Lenkan. A poor pass won by Mohamed Al-Latif in the midfield. Kelbore, Enoka Yele. Back to Asabe. Asabe, Mohamed Abdul Latif. Asabe, the key man, the holding midfielder, plays back to Awuduna Few. A few plays the ball into the midfield trying to find Surafel Getachew. Again, it's picked out by Larry Emmanuel. Emmanuel back to Dawit Mamo. Mamo trying to get the ball to Israel Eshetu, but again, there's quality defending there coming in from a very, very solid defender there, Awuduna Few. And again, another pass wasted. I do feel that both teams, because of the time factor, are trying to rush into making, quick decisions at the pitch, but those decisions are not correct.
Yeah, you can see now, the pressure is mounting on both sides. Though Mekeleke is in a more comfortable zone comparing the two teams, they are still, not that much comfortable. So both teams need this result. Both teams are trying to make their best so that they get the whole point from this game. But I think this kind of things are making them, committing to a lot of mistakes. As you can see now, the Mekeleke changes are impacting the game, especially on the midfield area. Now you can see the dominance of Deredo, especially on when it comes to holding the ball in the midfield. And I'm now watching, some tired legs from Deredo midfield. I think it's time for Samson Ayala and his coaching to react so that it's too late before.
Well, they have quite a number of players. They can be able to consider Diredawa. They still have Daniel Demisier on the bench, who's already scored 1 goal to his credit. They still have Daniel Hailu. If they want the change in the midfield, of course, if they want anyone in the forward line, Muhyiddin Musa and Abel Kebede are the options. Yep. With time ticking, I think it's just a question of the Diredawa coach, Samson Ayele, making that decision. But so far, he feels that what he has on the field is essential. The free kick that's going to be taken by Binyam Lankano. Everybody in green has moved up. Well floated ball there coming in, Mintesi Tadane, but he really has not picked the right kind of spot to place that ball.
It's a very good delivery from Binyam Lankamo, and I think Mintesi was not expecting the ball, but he was a very good header. He was a very good midfielder, even though he's playing in a deep role, especially when he was with St. George. So it was a very good delivery, but the connection with the ball is poor.
Well, a good connection coming in from Messi, and as things stand, Mekelakea in 8th position on 31 points. At least they are on the top half of the table, on the bottom half of the table. Of course, Diredawa, should this game end the way it is, they will be on 29 points, and they will just be on this level with Bahidar, making it a huge battle for relegation down there.
Yeah, you can see now. I can understand things from Samson Ayala's perspective. It's not an easy game by any means. Makalaka is a very good game. They are on form, and they know how to keep when they get the first goal. That's why I think Diredawa is not trying to concede first, so that they are trying to play smart and they play catch-up football. And when they get them in the transition, then they will score, and then the change will be coming. And but when you see that Bahidar is losing today, I think for Diredawa, this should be the game that they should aim to take all the points and escape that area.
Float the ball in there, but good pick by Larry. They haven't cleared it. They're getting it back to Wudu Nyafiu, trying to drop it up, trying to find Ugedisa, but again, that's poor control there coming from Abdurrahman Berek. Ball landed on his favorite foot. You expected that he was going to control the ball, but he misses it. Again, they start from behind. Johannes Mengistu, Mentesinot, Binyam Lenkano. Lenkano, there's an overlap run there by Hagos, but Lenkano decides to go through the midfield, trying to play the ball, trying to find Semere Hafte, but again, intercepted. Kilbore in the midfield. Muberek. Again, you'd wonder why Muberek is losing a lot of balls in there, and there could be a cause for worry here with Enyeo Kasaun, one of their most dependable defenders, a champion with Fasil last season, and it looks like he's calling for a substitution. Could have been an hamstring injury on his left foot. Enyeo Kasaun with 71% passing rate. That is very good passing, especially if coming in from a defender. And they will lose that one should he be able to go out, because he has been providing that wing play on the right-hand side, just joining the attack and trying to stretch the Mekelakea midfield.
I think it's not the thing that Samson Ayala is expecting from this game, because the game is coming to an end. What they need is to score goals, so he needs to bring more midfield and attacking players. Now, because of the forced situation, the first measure that he's going to go for a defensive change. I think Neo has done a great job, for the past 79 minutes during the game. He was trying to connect the strikers. He was doing what he has to do always during the game, but I don't think he's going to be able to finish the game, and it's either Amara or maybe Kader, or maybe if the coach was trying to be more adventurous, he can play with 3 and then bring another attacking player.
Three at the back would be a crucial, it's a suicidal move. If he was to move to 3 at the back, remember that he's coming up against Binyam Lenkano, Israel Eshetu, and also Samere Hafte. All these 3 players are very quick, trying to drop the ball inside to try and find Eshetu, but picked out by Asabe. Asabe, Surafel Getachew, Enoch back to Kilbore. Kilbore into the midfield. Mohamed Abdul Latif. Latif with a crucial pass to Getachew. Getachew trying to get the ball to Abdurrahman Mberek. Still in control. He plays the ball back to Surafel Getachew. Getachew. Asabe. Asabe trying to play the ball wide to Inyo. Kesahunu's come back into the field of play with a good feed on the right hand side. Goalkeeper Clement Boy. This has been the undoing about this Dridawa side. Well, they move the balls through the lines very, very well, but as they move towards the outside, the final pass, especially from Inyo Kasahun, who's playing on the right hand side of the defense, though he's now a wing back, has really, really not proved to be the deciding factor here.
I think he made his last contribution to the game, Neo Kasaon. Yeah, last year he's one of your best players in the league. You even include him in Team of the Year.
Absolutely.
In that position. We know him, how he was connected with Mujib when he was in Fasil. I think, this year he have got struggles with injuries. He's coming back from injuries, and I think he needs time to adapt the way the new team played. And now, especially, 3 coaches are changed in Diredo. 3 coaches with different kind of game plans, and even the strikers are different when the coaches are different. So in this kind of situations, you can't expect too much time, too much from a certain player who is known for a certain, that's Eneo. So you can play a ball to Henok, maybe for Mohodin, and maybe for Mamadou Sidibe. 3 different strikers with different qualities and behaviors.